Okay, I asked the internet how to call for a vote of no confidence. A vote of no confidence is a process used to remove a leader or governing body from their position, typically within organizations like governments or boards. To initiate this, a formal motion is usually required, often needing support from specific numbers of a percentage of a governing body. The process generally involves stating the reasons for the lack of confidence, allowing the leader to respond, and then conducting a formal vote. Here is more detailed breakdown. Identify the need. The process begins with recognizing the situation where a leader's performance or decisions are determined inadequate or detrimental to the organization. Gather support. A motion for no confidence needs sufficient backing from members of the governing body. This would involve collecting signatures on a petition or securing a minimum number of votes. State the reasons. The motion should clearly outline the reasons why the leader is no longer fit to hold their position. Allow for the response. The leader being challenged usually has the opportunity to address the concerns and present their perspective before the vote. Conduct the vote. Formal vote is held following the organization's rules and procedures. Consequences. If the vote is successful, it can lead to the leader's removal from their position. Vote of no confidence. Wikipedia, there's plenty of other things you can read up on it. Predicting and surviving no confidence vote. So you're thinking a vote of no confidence. Who can call a vote of no confidence? In the workplace, what happens, I was reading that people at Tesla are losing faith in Elon because he won't return to the company. They can actually hold a vote of no confidence. How to conduct a vote of no confidence? Can the public force a vote of no confidence? What is a vote of no confidence? Let's see. What can the public force a vote of no confidence? Motion. A censure motion is different than non-confidence motion. In a parliamentary system, a vote of no confidence leads to the resignation of the prime minister. Vote of no confidence. U.S. government. Vote of no confidence is a parliamentary procedure through which members of the legislature can express they are no longer support the government or its leader. If a government loses this vote, it typically leads to the resignation of the head of government or the dissolution of parliament, prompting new elections. The process highlights accountability of executive and legislative branch, showcasing the relationship between different branches of government. 5 facts, 5 must-know facts for your next text. System where votes of no confidence are common. They are severe and important checks on executive power, ensuring the government remains accountable to elected representatives. Not all governments have a mechanism for votes of no confidence. This is primarily seen in parliamentary systems rather than presidential systems. If a government loses a vote of no confidence, it often leads to significant political instability and can result in rapid changes of leadership or political parties in power. Votes of no confidence can be initiated by opposition parties reflecting their dissatisfaction with the government's performance or policy decisions. The outcome of a vote of no confidence may not only affect the current government, can also reshape future political dynamics and party alignments. Okay, people, I just wanted to bring that up, all right? Vote of no confidence. To establish laws for a vote of no confidence. Institute of government. Can the public force a vote of no confidence? Public can influence the political climate through other means such as petitions, protests, campaigns, and most importantly, voting in elections. BBC, what is a vote of no confidence? Okay, so motion of no confidence. In a civil society, this is what you do to remove a wayward politician. Seriously, going to their houses. You don't want to affect their life that way. If you want to affect their life, affect it politically, which will affect it financially, and leave them in the position you're in. You know, what you're trying to fight your way out of. Can there be a vote of no confidence or anything similar against U.S. state governors? I attach the following, which cross procedure in California. Every state has a similar document. Why doesn't the United States have a vote of no confidence option to remove a mistake from political office? Let's go there. Why doesn't the United States have a vote of no confidence option to remove a mistake from political office? Because the U.S. form of government has a giant flaw in it. The big problem is due to the fact the U.S. has no adverse consequences for failure to govern. The original authors of the American form of government may have simply failed to consider the need for consequences when public officials or public policy fails to promote the progress and welfare of the nation as a whole, such as an oversight which could have a simple action due to complexity of creating a new nation. Actually, two features known as checks and balances and separation of powers are simple, aspirational, and have no explicit power at all. These features are easily bypassed with a good party discipline. The U.S. Constitution was written before there was iPhones. By hindsight, there clearly shows that the American leadership could very easily adopt an amendment or a revision to correct that flaw, or correct the flaw. However, it appears that such leadership is absent from the character of public officials. The U.S. suffers from a strain of impotency that obstructs proper political behavior. A vote of no confidence is one method of addressing the problem of a failure to govern. In the U.S., motions of confidence can be for confidence or no confidence. Confidence motions force the government to progress and prevent gridlock. The U.S. must adopt some kind of procedure to impose consequences for failure to govern. Just food for thought, my friends. I always thought that we needed that, a vote of no confidence. Okay, maybe you might want to talk to your politicians about that. Okay, your public servants, everybody in public service. Remember, I told you violating the oath is mandatory fines, removal from office, and incarceration. So you might want to remind them about that. Remember, they work for you. You don't work for them. They took an oath to you. We did not take an oath to them. They are your servants. And sometimes servants need a reality check. Public servants. All right, thank you. We'll talk again soon.